Good evening, everybody. It's Monday night, which means it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We're also live across the world on hcr923fm.com/listen and via TuneIn. If you want to contact the show, do so via social media, Facebook or twitter.com/TTGW radio. We have email, radio@widnesworld.co.uk. We have the phone 01928 835 291 and text 07716 672 874. Start your message with TTGW. All messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're all ready because it's time to go wild. It's Monday night once again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's time to go wild radio on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We're back after another week of mad hockey in more ways than one. And I'm joined by an Andy.
Good evening.
Of the Shut.
Yeah.
How is it going, Andy?
Fine, thank you. I enjoyed giving out the MVPs last night.
Yeah.
Privileged to and honour to do it.
Yes, it is nice sometimes when you get to do something a little different on match night.
Yeah.
Last night was a very eventful game in many ways, actually, I'd say.
Which one? The Widnes one or the Sheffield one?
Oh, we're talking Widnes.
Yes.
We're talking Widnes to start the ball rolling. One of which was, and I'll say it now, and we'll talk about it properly after we had all the scores, the lack of penalty minutes.
Yes, I'm really impressed with the Wild this season on the discipline, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
it's every game seems to be an improvement. I know we did get a game, but...
to be honest, it was a heck of a game. It really was. It was fast, it was furious, it was non-stop. I think their goalie definitely again had shares in a paint company the number of times we rang the bell, because you could hear the puck rattling off the post several times, but it just wasn't to be.
And his face a couple of times as well.
Yeah, well, sometimes that helps. Well, let's find out what's been happening around the league, shall we? Here we go. Time for your weekly roundup of the results from across the leagues that we keep an eye on week after week. Starting on Tuesday of last week with Champions Hockey League action. Belfast Giants 3, Luleå Hockey 6, Frölunda Indians 9, Cardiff Devils 2. Elite League Challenge Cup action from Saturday. Glasgow Clan 3, Belfast Giants 2 after a shootout. Back to Thursday with Elite League action. Cardiff Devils 8, Dundee Stars 6. Saturday, Guildford Flames 6, Nottingham Panthers 2. Manchester Storm 0, Coventry Blaze 2. Fife Flyers 3, Sheffield Steelers 10. On Sunday, Glasgow Clan 3, Belfast Giants 1, Dundee Stars 3, Sheffield Steelers 6, Coventry Blaze 1, Cardiff Devils 2, Fife Flyers 4, Nottingham Panthers 1. EIHA Under-18s North 2 action from Sunday. Solihull 13, Widnes 2. Under-15s North 3 action from Saturday. Blackburn 5, Deeside 8. NIHL National League action from Saturday. Swindon Wildcats 6, Hull Pirates 3, Basingstoke Bison 4, Raiders 2, Milton Keynes Lightning 2, Telford Tigers 5, Sheffield Steel Dogs 1, Peterborough Phantoms 4. On Sunday, Raiders 0, Leeds Chiefs 4, Hull Pirates 7, Sheffield Steel Dogs 8, Peterborough Phantoms 4, Milton Keynes Lightning 0, Bracknell Bees 1, Swindon Wildcats 2 after overtime. Telford Tigers 3, Basingstoke Bison 2. NIHL Division 1 North Morley action from Sunday. Nottingham Lions 0, Whitley Warriors 8, Billingham Stars 9, Blackburn Hawks D1 5. NIHL Division 2 North Laidler action from Saturday. Bradford Bulldogs 5, Hull Jets 6, Telford Tigers D2 17, Blackburn Hawks D2 1. On Sunday, Sheffield Senators 5, Bradford Bulldogs 6, Blackburn Hawks D2 0, Telford Tigers D2 5. And NIHL Midland Cup action from Sunday. Widnes Wild 3, Solihull Barons 9. And after the game on Sunday, I caught up with a couple of people to hear their thoughts.
I managed to catch up with Club Chairman Matt Lloyd after the YKK Widnes Wild were hosting a Midland Cup game against our old foe from a few years back, the Solihull Barons. Well, it was definitely a lively affair.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that both teams have come on since the day dot when we all started playing. What was great was the boys competed all night. Yes, we lost, but we didn't get turned over. We just lost. And you can see why they're pushing for Division 1 to be champions of Division 1. And that's, fundamentally the difference. They were really good, but we were really, really good as well. We had a few mistakes, a few individual errors even, but actually as a team, they played absolutely brilliant. I mean, to think that, pretty much the same Barons team that we played tonight played the Blackburn Hawks, and it was 10-2 last week for the Hawks versus the Barons, and that was at home for the Barons. That says what we've done tonight is really, really impressive.
It was, there was the pace was really probably one of the big things that caught out the Wild tonight. Caught out at the back. They're used to playing a much faster game over the last few years they've been in D1. Admittedly, D2's pace has increased significantly over the last 6 years, but it's just a whole continual pace of the game, I think, that is the difference between the two leagues.
Yeah, I think very much that is the difference, the pace. And I think had we had one or two snipers as well tonight, that would have been hugely different. We were putting the shots in. The shots on goal was pretty even. The difference is they were being clinical and putting them in the back of the net, whereas we were hitting the post or their goalie was getting to them. And that shows us what we need to do. We want to go up to Division 1. This tonight shows that we made the right decision in terms of the league, but it also shows that entering the cup so we know where we're going and what we've got to do was the right one as well.
It's going to be a big test as well. Of course, next week we've got Sutton, and again that's going to be pushing us. I mean, we're on the back foot regarding the league, but on the other hand, this is a test to make sure we've got the stamina and the pace within the Wild to push through the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's really good is we're getting the cup games out of the way relatively early so we can then focus on the league rather than being disjointed. Sutton is going to be difficult. They're still not going to have forgotten losing the playoffs here a couple of years ago. Yes, last time we played them in pre-season, they got a win, but I think that's going to go out the window. They're going to be looking to rack up a score. They've got some really good imports like Adrian Palak, who's no stranger to Widnes, and he, let's be honest, he's taking home a couple of quid, and it's going to be hard. But then once it's out of the way, we can focus on the league. And I think what's important is we're the only team in the league who haven't lost in regulation yet. Every other team has got a regulation loss. We haven't. Our only loss was the overtime loss against the Sens.
And so it's showing just how well things are sort of gelling together. And just bringing another little point, we've had our junior development Wild Academy all together this year. We've got 9s, 11s, 13s, 15s and 18s. And it's looking really good on those fronts for all of the juniors coming through the system.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking really, really good. I mean, we were missing Sam Anderson tonight, and I think he was away with the 18s tonight. And it shows that we're going to start getting the kids coming through. You're seeing the kids want to play for the Widnes Wild, and it's a matter of pride. And that's what we always needed. We always said one of the things we needed was a full junior system, so that even when we went up, we had spaces and people competing and local people representing the Wild, and that's what we're getting to now.
So, as I say, next week the Sting, then it's sort of a bit more back into league action. Going to be a busy season as things progress. October's been a bit of a more quiet one, you could say.
Yeah, October's been quiet. I mean, December's looking a bit chaotic. We've got 8 games in December. But 2 of those are against Hawks too. And, they're improving. They haven't necessarily had the results or the run of it. But, they're all tough games. December's going to be tough. But we've got a big squad. Mike will be back after the family situation he's had recently. And I think come December, we will be there or thereabouts in the league. And we will still be pushing to try and make one of the top 4 places in the cup competition and make the semi-finals.
Well, it's another long week ahead. I better let you get ready, rested and recharged, and I'll catch you again soon.
Thanks very much, Colin. Thank you, everybody, for coming and supporting the Wild.
A bit of a change. I've caught Richard Charles. Well, Rich, big game against the Barons tonight, and the lads didn't give up.
No, I thought they did fantastic tonight. That's probably the middle 20 minutes is probably the best that I've seen them play for a long time. Good atmosphere on the bench, all talking, looking out for each other, working hard, just making simple right decisions at the right time as well. So yeah, I'm happy with that tonight, and the lads they're buzzing in there. They're a good side. They are a very good side, and this is the level that we want to play at. So, and we've competed with them. So yeah, we're happy with that.
The bulk of the goals for Solihull, a lot of them were they cut through the D or we've gone a bit too high, so they maximised on that. But as you say, that second period, that was tight.
Yeah, and they're a smart team. They've got a lot of experience. They can sort of read the game very well, and when you make a slight mistake, they capitalise on it, and that's all it was. Just a couple of little simple mistakes, just switching off, not concentrating for the full 60 minutes, and good teams like that, they'll punish you.
I mean, the pace matched them pace for pace, I think, throughout the entire game.
And that was what I said to them at the start. Not getting too technical at the start with them, but just say, these will come at us fast. They love speed and they'll be strong. If we can be as strong and as fast, we'll compete with them, and we did. It's just about keeping your feet moving, staying with them, tying them up, keeping them the outside. And then you'll keep the goals to a minimum. That score, I don't think, reflected our performance tonight.
I mean, the three goals, the second and third goals were, definite highlight reel material. Jakob's goal was that fast. I don't think anyone saw it. And then Bez's goal, which it was quite fancy, I thought, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah, and I think there's 2 big moments for us, really. I think Bez scoring, it's a great goal. I think Bez had a great game today. He did everything we asked of him. He sort of relished that, getting in on that first line, and he took it. And then Jacob as well, getting that goal. There's a lot of little things that have come out of tonight that are just, in the championship winning season, it was all about keeping that train on the tracks, and there's been a few things tonight. It's been a bit a funny season so far, because we've only played 3 league games, and then these cup games, and they are a learning experience. It looks like we're a little bit behind, but we're not, and we're getting there, and we'll keep improving, and we'll keep we'll get the results. If we can play like we've done in that second period tonight against the teams in our league, they won't come near us.
One thing I've noticed with Barrett over the years, he plays both forward and defensive. When you say a utility player, I wouldn't say a utility player. I say a very well-rounded player.
Yeah, and he's a joy to coach. But you talk to him and he listens, and then he comes and asks questions. You'll do something and said, did I do the right thing there? Yeah, and that tonight by far has been his best performance in a long time. But he's taken it. You give him a chance, and he's been put in that position, and he's grabbed it with 2 hands and done everything that he can, and he's just been a real good performance by him. And like you say, he's more than a utility player. He'll do a job, not just for the coaching staff, but for his teammates as well.
And also next week we've got the Sutton Sting with another cup game. Again, it's a different style of hockey to the regular D2 season, but again, a team that we've always dig deep against.
Yeah, and you just got to. I don't like looking back on things, but there's lots of the positives that we can take out of tonight, and we just got to do the same again next week. Keep it simple. It's a simple game, so you don't have to overcomplicate it. do the simple things well, and we'll compete.
I think tonight, I was just looking at the game sheet, the amount of penalties for both teams, particularly with it being a Solihull game, we're used to having a lot of fairly physical related penalties, and tonight it was very few and far between.
And again, I think that's another thing that comes at the level that Solihull play at. They play a physical game, and they don't get upset when somebody puts a body on. That's what this game's all about. It's a bump and grind game, and I thought it was a great game tonight. Some big hits that went in, and people don't get upset about it and just pick themselves up and get on with it. Dan got a bad hit on the boards there. He made his words. He wanted to say a few words, but there was no afters after it. Just it's a tough game. Get hit, take a hit, get up, get on with it, and that's good. The referees didn't have to do much tonight, and I like that.
Well, yeah, did let the game flow nicely, I must admit.
Well, yeah, and you've got, they're a good, Solihull are a very good side, and they want to play hockey, and we've come out there and we've played hockey with them, so yeah, it's easy for the ref, just good old-fashioned hockey, bump and grind.
Well, next week's big against the Sutton Sting, so I'll let you get ready and prepared for that one.
Yeah, just take your things from tonight, get into training on Thursday, and then we'll pick up again at the weekend and go again.
Well, thanks for joining me.
Cheers, Carl. Cheers, thanks.
Well, there you have it. It's, Berrin, or give him his surname, Berrin. Ah, yes. Bez deserved that man of the match.
Definitely. He's all over the place. Hit the pipes a few times and hit the goal in the face once, I think.
Yeah. So. The goals were grafted. The first one on the power play was a good old dirty, get it in front of goal and chip it in from the Wild. And at 2-1, I was thinking, hang on a minute, this. At 55 seconds when the first goal went in, I'm thinking,
straight after it,
and then 1:22, next one, study the ship, and then the weirdest thing, and there was a few of us commenting, even at the time, but it was at 6:51, 6 minutes and 51 seconds. Solihull called a timeout.
Yes, we even wondered about that as well in the box. We just couldn't believe it. We're thinking, what's going on? What's happened? We thought maybe a player was injured or something like that.
They're 2-0 up, and they called a timeout.
Yeah.
I don't think okay, when you're like 2-0 down, you can often call the timeout because you've been
but you do that in the last period.
Well, I've seen it actually in the first period. You're like 2 or 3 minutes into the game, or 5 minutes into the game, and they've banged two very quick goals in. You got, hang on a minute, let's time out. Come on, guys, breathe. And I've seen that, but not when you're 2-0 up, and in some ways, mentally probably in the driving seat.
Yeah, it was. We were all a bit worried.
But then, of course, penalty came for an elbow. Wild managed to maximise on it, and lo and behold, we were off the mark.
Yes.
So a well-drafted penalty, and Ryan Kemp fitting in well with the guys, and another guy we were chatting about, Matt Tarpey.
He's very good, very good. He's taking some hits as well. His speed's incredible, and he's scoring the goals, and he's having the shots on as well. So I'm quite pleased with him. Also, I must admit, I am very pleased with Ken Armstrong. I think he should go back over to New York and get married again because his game's improved. He was everywhere last night.
He must be solar powered then.
It could be. It could be that. You'd need it in that rink.
Yeah. Well, the other big surprise all night was the lack of penalty minutes. In terms of minors, it was 8 minutes of minors for the Wild and only 4 minutes of minors with a 10-minute for the check from behind. But in terms of the actual power play time, it's 4 minutes of minors to Solihull, which usually it's quite a physical game, so people are usually done for maybe there's a bit more hooking or so. I'm not saying cheap shot type penalties, but it's because you're grafting away penalties.
Yeah.
And last night,
well, it was a very physical game, but I think both sides played it fair and clean.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of dirty hits going in. There was a couple which I suppose you can call it on the border, and there was that nice hip check. There was a fella coming out of the box and got hip checked, again, but it's all fair. And I'm very, as I said before, I'm very proud of the Wild with the discipline so far this season. Looking good.
Yes, I was very made up as well, because it means less captions for me. I don't mind doing goal captions, but penalty captions can get very tiresome. I got to say, I mean, hats off. I mean, poor Phil, he did his best in the goal. A couple of times, though, sadly, left a bit out to dry, and one-on-ones. And one of the one-on-ones in particular was exceptionally well finished.
Yeah. They're on a good team. They finished it off, all their goals they finished off well. There's not one sort of scrappy goal or anything like that.
No.
They were just a league above us.
Yeah. I mean, they are pushing for the top part of
third at the
D1
moment.
at the moment. So yeah, and they've always been a very, very tough, gritty team. But you know, though the scoreline of 3-9 blown out the water.
No.
If you've got any comments, please feel free to let us know. You can, of course, drop us a text 60066, start your message with HCR, and it'll come up on the computer screen, or 07716672874, and it'll come through to my little text receiver. If you want to send us a message via text, your comments or thoughts on last night's game between the YKK Widnes Wild and the Solihull Barons, please let us know. You know, it does help spur on discussions.
And the score last night as well, that it was very similar when we used to play them in the league.
Yeah.
They used to beat us a lot, you know, because they were unbeaten for 60 games, but they were never by massive margins like they used to beat other teams.
No, I mean, when you actually look at it, it was probably the first period in a way, which was 1-4. The third period, I was wondering when we were going to get a goal. Well, second period in particular, we held them to 1-0.
1-0, and that was in the last minute.
Yeah. You know, it was 39 minutes and 8 seconds, and on the power play.
Yeah. So
and it was very quick.
Seconds, yeah.
And very well taken goal. But I must admit that the roar that went up when Bez put that goal in for the second one.
It was a cracker, that. That one got him MVP, I bet.
Mind you, Hadji, he hit the paint, he hit the player, and then he hit the paint and put it in.
Yeah.
And the only reason I think anyone knew where the puck was you heard the bang when you snapshotted it, and then you heard the ping as it went in the net.
Mm-hmm.
And even watching it back, and hopefully the highlights will go up after the show, it's quick.
Yeah, and it was quick, because you can see Richard Gillingham ducking and he's behind the perspex. So.
And Dick's used to being around ice hockey these days, so he wouldn't normally flinch.
Along with the infamous Jill Gillingham as well.
Yes.
We love Jill.
But yeah, I couldn't picture Dick flinching too many times being behind the goal. I mean, he's done pretty much every role there is at a match night, I think.
He's so laid back, he's in danger of falling over, Dick,
yeah. He's so laid back, he's not horizontal, he's starting to go upside down.
Yeah. Not a gimbal.
But I was genuinely entertained last night at the game. It was very, very good. The Solihull passing was so sweet, so slick.
Spot on. They knew where they were, the players. I saw a couple of times where one of their defenders got the puck. He was facing his own goal and he just passed it and he went straight to the play because he knew his teammate would be charging down that left side.
It goes to show the quality as well throughout the whole of the D1 league. It's very, very tough.
Well, they're not the same players, are they, that we used to play against? You know, there's a couple still there, but the majority of them, you know, they're all new.
Well, we just had a question in, actually. Someone's I'm not sure who it is, but trying to Google and find out how many timeouts can a team have in a game. It's only one in ice hockey.
Yeah.
Yep, you're only allowed the one timeout.
Unless they are the chocolate bars, and you can have as many as you want.
That's true. Yeah, so effectively it's only one timeout. Unless it's a televised game on the National Hockey League where they have TV timeouts, but they're not timeouts in the same way.
They're called adverts.
They're the Blitvert breaks, yeah. And in terms of Blitverts, I think we're going to have a little break, and then we will come back with a few more things, including talk of... we'll have the bit more good, the bad, and the goalie to talk about from recent events. In the meantime, a bit of money, perhaps, shall we have, Andy?
Pink Floyd? Yeah, go for it.
Enjoy some money, Pink Floyd. Now, normally this music would signify a mantra, but instead, this season we seem to be having more Wild World of Hockey trivia moments, and we brought it down in the show in the order, or up in the show's running order, for a very simple reason. Because of the unfortunate word or phrase word that was actually mentioned in the previous song, it brings us on nicely to an interesting point of trivia, doesn't it, Andy?
Yes, it does. It does. What pucks were made from?
Yes, and what were they made from?
But cow dung.
Yes, yeah. Frozen cow dung, apparently. So yes, frozen cow dung is what they used to be made from. And why are pucks frozen?
Because it's cold.
But there's a very good reason why they freeze pucks.
Because they glide better on the ice.
There's that, and it's to stop them bouncing too much. And for one of our other dear listener, an interesting one about one of our NHL teams. We could call them... when they were being formed, several names were put forward and voted for. The winner was actually Blades. But other names that were also in the running were Salty Dogs, Screaming Squids, and Rubber Puckies.
Oh, we didn't have a hockey face then?
Well, actually, in the article that I read that has this in, it says about the whole concept of Boaty McBoatface, believe it or not, is actually in it. So, which team is it that was going to be called potentially the Rubber Puckies, but the winning vote was the Blades? Any idea which one of the National Hockey League teams was?
No. But it sounds like a seaside town.
I'll have a think. No?
Nope.
Well, let's just say Stacey thinks their mascot's the best in the National Hockey League. I don't. I think it's Finn. It was San Jose Sharks.
San Jose Sharks.
Imagine the San Jose Rubber Puckies.
Yeah.
So there you go, Stacey. Yes. So, by the way, Jen, I've just checked. It was you that asked about the timeout. So thank you for the text, as always. But yeah, the San Jose Rubber Puckies or the San Jose Salty Dogs. It doesn't quite have the same ring, does it?
No, not really. No.
But could you actually imagine them having a rubber puck? I think somebody's done that as a mascot somewhere. They had a rubber puck sort of designed mascot.
Probably like the Michelin Man.
Probably would. The things you find out in hockey. So that brings us nicely to the end of our little bit of hockey trivia for this week. We never know, you might have a bit more next week.
Oh dear.
Oh yes. It's that time. The good, the bad and the goalie. First, we shall have a quick look at the change in the penalty minutes per game statistic. The biggest movers and shakers this week in the league on penalty minutes per game.
Well, it's not Widnes.
No. It's not Altrincham.
Nope. You might have thought.
Now, previous years, we'd have put Altrincham as one of the high flyers.
Yeah.
Nope.
Along with the Bradford Bulldogs, it's a clue.
Well, it wasn't the Bradford Bulldogs last week, and it wasn't the Sheffield Senators last week.
It is now.
Oh, definitely is. The biggest moves being Bradford moving from 26 penalty minutes a game to 48 penalty minutes a game, and Sheffield moving from just under 20 minutes a game to nearly 52 minutes a game.
That's some movers and shakers there.
And that all comes from...
Fight!
Yes. It all apparently kicked off in Sheffield last night between the Sheffield Senators and the Bradford Bulldogs in a 5-6 game.
I think that many people were actually sent off. I think you had to send some of the fans off as well.
Yeah. I'm only going by the game sheet.
So you can go by.
And
I've got a bit of inside information though.
Apparently it got rather chippy, rather physical, and it all kicked off at the final buzzer with, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well basically a line brawl where 5 players from each side got thrown. Match for fighting.
I got a message today by somebody who I won't mention their name, but they do a lot of tweeting, if you get my drift. And it says it had everything that game: 110 shots, 400 pims, 6 fights, power play goals, short-handed goals, a goal from our own zone, posts, great saves, the lot. And this fella didn't get involved in the action, but he nearly did when the other goalie went, "Oh, give it away there."
Yes, but looking at it, I mean, Sheffield's goaltender got thrown at 37-20 as well.
Yeah.
So
that's it. That's what
yeah,
his tweeter was going to do.
So yes, it's going to be an interesting one. Definitely going to be an interesting one, that. But
the panel will be sitting for overtime.
As a is it? I'm trying to think. It's Jimmy Cricket, isn't it? And there's more.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more. Oh yes. Now we're still waiting to hear the outcome from the Deeside Telford game from the other week. But in the meantime, Hull Pirates' Bobby Chamberlain has received a match penalty for verbal abuse of an official, and he was suspended for 4 games with 5 points on his record, so he's missed games on the 6th of October and will miss games on the 12th, 13th and 19th. Brendan Bird of Bracknell Bees has picked up a match for fighting, so he's suspended for the 13th, 19th, 20th and 26th. When they've got games. Hull Jets goalie Dean Bowater was given a match penalty for kicking. Oof. And so he's had 3 games and 5 points. So he misses the 12th, 19th and 20th of October games.
So he should as well.
Elliot Murdoch from Cardiff Fire 2. He's been given a match for verbal abuse. So he's suspended for 4 games. He's missed a game on the 6th. He also misses November 2nd, 17th and the 1st. James Buckingham from Streatham 2 got a match for cross-checking. Oh, goodness me. So he's had a 2-game ban for the 19th and 20th of October. Kevin Dodd from Streatham 2 got a match for checking to the head. And he's got a mandatory 6-game ban. So that's the 19th, 20th of October, 3rd and 17th of November, and 7th and 14th of December he's out for. And the final one, Lee Mercer from Haringey Huskies got a match for fighting. And so he's suspended for the 12th, 13th, 20th and 26th of October. Ooh. A few naughty ones out there this week. That's what you get for... getting a bit out of control.
Somebody, get 3, and then verbally assault somebody and get 4-game ban.
Maybe it's what he said.
Yeah, I know, but violence is violence, isn't it?
So yes,
dangerous as well.
Definitely, yes. So anyway, that's the latest on the IHA website about discipline. But on top of which, it proves just how serious our officials are. The IH UK referee section had a recent event in Nottingham at just over 20 delegates, and their future events will be on the 20th of October in Bracknell, the 16th of November in Kilmarnock, the 2nd of February in Fife, and the 23rd of February in Sheffield. So they are more IH UK referee section meetings and get-togethers and training sessions, etc., etc. Check out IH UK referee section website for more details if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Well, I was impressed with the refs on last night. I thought it was quite good. Refereed it well. It's a nice flowing game.
I was impressed as well, to be honest. Yeah, they did let the game flow.
Yeah.
There's
a couple of late calls, but they were waiting to see if the advantage was played, and I think that's better than blowing up straight away.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't one of those games that was overly start-stop. There were a couple of lengthy breaks due to equipment issue with the goaltender at one point and a couple of other things. But yeah, I think it had a good flow.
Yeah, I think it was something like 4 minutes 16 seconds or something. I timed it. Probably one of the longest this season with no whistles blown.
Crumbs. I mean that's good. I mean I have seen it as you're saying, like it can be like 5 minutes of play, and it is literally constant clock, and the players having to change and change and change.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just cry, "Dump it, I want to breathe."
Put my gloves on correctly.
Yeah. So it was a good atmosphere last night's game. It was a good turnout as well, I think.
Yeah, it's quite a big crowd there. They weren't very vocal, really, considering. But
our dedicated drummer boy was keeping them going.
He was, yeah.
I must admit, he must get one tired arm at the end of the night, though.
It does, yeah. I think they miss me in the crowd.
Oh,
not a lot, but they miss me.
They have got the glad hands.
Yes, they've got the glad hands there.
You can see him nicely from where I'm stood. I can see him waving around.
Yeah.
It is nice seeing them.
Sometimes he waves in the wrong way, so you can't really see them because it's edge on. At least the away supporters can see them.
Right. I'm going to do another little one now. Because I've already done one of the news items, which of course is the ref section. Second newsy item, and it's a big shout out, of course, to our very own YKK Widnes Wild women who were in attendance at the game last night, doing some raffling fundraising for their adventures into the WD1 League this year. And
what a game, haven't they?
Yes, so it was good seeing so many of them at the game last night, and hopefully it sounded like they did really well on the raffles they had going.
Did they?
They had a shirt, they had a penguin.
The shirt, yes.
They had the shirt.
I didn't win it.
No, but they also had a little penguin.
Yeah.
Very nice. But you didn't have Tux as one of the names. I couldn't see Tux anywhere.
No.
I'm most aggrieved at that one. And of course, the other big talking point that's even made it into the national news. It takes a lot sometimes for British hockey, but I'll give it credit here. It's not even Elite League hockey.
Yeah, and they beat us on Friday in football. Czech.
Yes, Petr Cech is now goaltending for the Guildford Phoenix, and not only was he goaltending, he was available for the shootout, which he was in, and they won. Yeah. He made saves in the shootout, so he's no slouch. I know he's no slouch as a hockey player.
And he's probably head's better protected now than when he was played at Chelsea and got his fractured skull.
Yeah, now you mention it, goaltenders definitely are a special breed. You get a fractured skull playing football, so what do you do when you retire?
You put a rugby skull on and then go and play ice hockey.
Yeah, so he puts on a goaltender's mask and... Hockey players, particularly goaltenders, please tell me, what is it special in your DNA that does this?
I think it's the lack of they want to run about.
Steph, if you're listening, come on, answers on a postcard, please. I don't know. It just some of the antics are just funny. It's when we were at the juniors game the other week, we had the goaltenders dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I think it was the 13s game the other week. We put I think it might have been YMCA and got the goaltender dancing. Crazy lot.
I'll tell you what, I saw Solihull's goalie last night, and he actually put his foot right up on the side, straight out, and that's with full equipment. It's true, his hamstrings must be stretchy.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've
seen it, but not with full equipment on.
I've actually seen goaltender do T-splits in full kit on the ice.
Yeah, but was that intentional or?
Yes.
Oh, go on.
Stephen Foster.
Yeah.
He could go down in full T-splits. Oh, yeah. Yes. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, and this was making saves. You know, he's literally dropped legs down, blocking the goal, dives forward, arms out, grabs the puck, flat on the ice. It's a case of, how do you do that? Goaltenders must have extra special muscles and tendons in their hips to do it, because you always hear of goaltenders with hip and groin injuries. So there you go. Yeah, goaltenders, you are a most amazing breed. You're not created, you are born. You are just born. So, yes. So there's a couple of sort of news-related items for this evening. I suppose you better do this now. So don't forget your usual way of finding out everything about the YKK Widnes Wild. You can check us out online, widneswild.co.uk online. There's also our Facebook and Twitter pages, Facebook or twitter.com/WidnesWild, or change it to TTGW Radio for our radio Twitter pages. You can email the show, of course, radio@widneswild.co.uk. Our Instagram account is instagram.com/WidnesWild Of course, if you want to check out the website, of course, you'll find all your news and information about your YKK Widnes Wild, including the own and loan shirts, which when I find my page is here. We have the following still available: £80 if you want to be the own and loan of a game shirt, or £60 if you want one of the warm-up shirts. We have, according to the list online, Dan Bracegirdle's away, Charlie Ratcliffe warm-up, Jonah Armstrong away and warm-up, MJ Clancy's warm-up, Tom McDonald's home and warm-up, Solomon Smith home and away, Tom Ratcliffe away, and Mikhail Novak's away shirt available. So don't forget to check out the website for those details. And of course, we are ever so thankful, of course, to our valued sponsors. YKK, our headline sponsor. Penalty Box sponsor, the Sepsis Trust. Sprakes & Son of Widnes. DMH Tyres. CL Woodworking. Blast and Paint Stripping. Bespoke Conversions. And, of course, our charity this year, who are Stick and Step. Andy, what's coming up in the fixtures?
Right, Saturday the 19th of October. It's Nottingham under-18s versus Windsor under-18s at 17:40, and obviously that's at Nottingham. Home teams are coming first. Also on Saturday the 19th of October, Blackburn under-15s at home to Widnes under-15s, and the time of that is 7:15. Then, Sunday the 20th of October, yes, it's YKK Widnes Wild in the Cup against Sutton Sting. So that should be a cracker, and there's normal face-off time at 5:30. Saturday the 26th of October, Widnes under-18s again versus Sheffield under-18s. That's at Widnes, and the face-off is at 19:45. Again, Saturday 26th of October, Widnes under-11s are playing Bradford under-11s, and the face-off for that is 6:15 in the evening. Then Saturday 26th of October again, Widnes under-11s versus Kingston under-11s at 18:15. So that should be quite interesting. They've got two games at the same time. Yeah, 18:15. We'll have to have a look at that one. And then Widnes under-13s versus Billingham under-13s at 19:30. That's 7:30. And then Saturday the 2nd of November, we are away to Bradford Bulldogs in the Cup. And that's at 4:45, 16:45 face-off. And Sunday the 3rd November, so the next day, it's Widnes Wild at home. Finally, another league game against Halton Aces, and that's a face-off as usual, 5:30. So please be there.
Apologies for that. That's my fault. The fixtures, for some reason, I've had fat finger syndrome while I've been putting the fixture list together. The under-11s game against Kingston is actually on the 2nd of November, so that's my fault. I do apologise. And the under-13s v Billingham, again, is on the 2nd of November. That is actually my fault when I was putting the fixture list together. And yeah, we are in Bradford on the 2nd of November. So I do apologise, everybody. That was my fault when I was putting the list together late last night. So yeah, so we should just reiterate those. So yes, it is Bradford Bulldogs hosting Widnes Wild on the 2nd of November, and the 11s and 13s have their games at home on the 2nd of November. I do apologise. That was all my fault.
That's all right.
So yeah, that was my fault.
I'm sure you wouldn't have gone by our word. You would have checked it online, and
ironically, I did actually do the full check and update my calendar. So I think it was as I was writing it out. For some reason, I must have done a copy paste. So that was my fault in the actual running order for tonight. Fortunately, the actual fixture list I've got in my phone's right. Because it was only until you noticed about the duplicated fixture that I went, ag!
Yeah, so they're halfway through.
So yeah, dear oh dear. Anyway, we're almost at the end of another show. What have we done? It's been a busy one, and there's been plenty to look at, and there's plenty to look forward to, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got some new merchandise in the shop as well, apparently.
Yes, we do. So, of course, you can always check out the merchandise at any time. Pop into the Planet Ice Widnes and just check out the shop and see what's on. Mm-hmm. But they always have the truck is going around during game night as well.
Yeah, that's always up by the Penguins and the skates in shop. Also, I think the figure skaters have got a gala on or something next Saturday. But if you go travelling away.
Well, just check out the details, pop in, check out planetice.co.uk or relevant social media pages, and hopefully you will find something there. Well, final thoughts on last night then, Andy?
Obviously, sorry we got beat. I'm not going to say it was obvious we were going to get beat, but it was down on the cards as we're going to get beat. They are a very good team, but very pleased with how the players played. I say a bit of brushing up on the passing, and we'll be ready to go in the league.
I mean, of course, it's another cup game we've got coming up at home, which is Sutton Sting.
Yeah, they only got promoted 2 seasons ago, wasn't it? So
and I think we're gonna give them a decent run, I reckon. Yeah. Well, let's have a quick look at Morley before we finish the Morley table. So, Solihull Barons currently 3rd on 6 points. Sutton Sting are 5th on 3 points. Only 1 win, 1 overtime loss, 1 loss for Sutton. Solihull 4 games, 3 wins, 1 loss. So should be an interesting one. I mean, we kept it tight against Nottingham.
Yeah, we could have won that, I feel, that game.
So, we know absolutely anything is possible. I mean, hockey, you don't count anything until that final buzzer goes. I mean, as we saw last night, there were goals popping in very, very quick. You've got goals at, where are we, 55-10, 55-52, 56-17 and 56-59. I mean, and then 57-28. It's like bang, bang, bang. So you can get goals within 20 seconds of each other.
Well, the best one I saw, there was 4.9 seconds on the clock. It was Nicky Jackson was in goal. Not Nicky Jackson.
Oh, Nicole. Was it Nicole Jackson?
Nicole Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the puck was at the other end. They dropped the puck and shot, and she saved it on 4.6. Well, it hit her on 4.6 seconds.
Yeah.
So 4.6 seconds get one end of the rink to the other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, there's times where you hear people shooting from... I mean, they do for empty netters shoot from their own end of the rink. Just flick it down and...
Bradford got one last night, didn't they? They got one from their own play area. So
anything is possible in this day and age. Yeah. So on that, we shall call time on another week.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you for coming in, Andy.
Thanks to all the listeners, and God bless you all.
Yes, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, enjoy your hockey for another week, another weekend. And all being well, if we're spared, I'll be back on Thursday night from 9 with my usual taste of musical madness. Rock, country, pop and the preposterous, everything else in between. Oh. And then back next Monday with more Time to Go Wild Radio. So it's going to be a busy one.
Bye, y'all.
And from me for another week, take care. Play out with a bit of AC/DC Shoot to Thrill from Time to Go Wild for another week. Ta-ra.